Hey everybody, this is Cameron from Conover Motorsports, and I'm here tonight making this little video to try to help people with reviewing their lap data to improve their driving. And I have an example lap here. I just want to make a really quick video to show you kind of what you're looking for and what you want your data to look like. This is a lap from Laurin Brallier's enduro session last Saturday at the VIR Sark Mars, and a pretty good lap that she put down. And I just want to show you some things to look for, what channels I'm looking at here. And this is on a spec Miata, so I can tell you a little bit about how we're getting those channels. So the very first one you see on the bottom, the red line, that is throttle position. And for the Miata, on throttle position, we're just simply tapping right into the signal wire coming out of the throttle position sensor and putting that straight into an analog input on the RaceCapture Pro Mark IV. And simple as that. You map it yourself. Really easy to do. Super simple procedure there. Then on that same line chart, we have a green line here. That green line is brake pressure. And we're getting that with the Autosport Labs 150 bar brake pressure sensor, plug and play sensor, really fast calibration, because you just select the 150 bar sensor preset and you're off to the races. Then here we have speed. This is coming from our GNSS system on the RaceCapture Pro 4, which gets a very highly accurate GPS signal into the data acquisition. That also helps us with our track map setup up here. And then we just have RPM, and on the Miata we're picking up RPM from the diag connector under the hood. Really easy to tap into RPM. So we're not using a whole lot of extra stuff here just to look for driver coaching type data. And you could add in RPM as a line trace. I do that a lot, but I just don't really need RPM to talk about what I'm going to talk about today, so I just put it up there in an analog gauge. So what are you looking for? People want to know, how do I go faster? What can I look for? Well, you want your data to look like this. So what we see here, if you look at this speed trace coming into turn one, this is at VIR full course, and coming down the front straight into turn one, Laurin gets up to 115 miles an hour, almost 115 miles an hour, and then she's on the brakes. So you see on the speed trace that this line, the speed trace line, has a very sharp little corner where we hit the deceleration zone. So look at the throttle position, solid full throttle all the way up to braking. As soon as we get off the throttle, she's like right back in the brakes. Almost immediately we get about 1,000 psi of brake pressure on this initial braking, doing some deceleration. You see a little bit of rev matching here for downshifts going down into the braking zone. So definitely doing some heel toe action down here. So rev matching on the decel, and then straight into the brakes. So that's really what you're looking for. If we just looked at turn one, you could learn a lot. So if you see yourself picking up or lifting off the throttle 100 feet, 200 feet before you get to the brakes, that's a lot of time you're leaving on the table. And why is that? Because you're not using the full maximum grip of the car while you're coasting down into the braking zone. You need to be accelerating all the way into the braking zone, nice solid application of throttle, and then right into the brakes. Get the braking done, get those two downshifts in there, and we're going to be back changing the direction of the car right here, turn in of the corner right here, and then accelerating, driving, adding some throttle in to drive out and through the corner. So you can see how she's carefully managing traction as the car's changing direction back into the throttle, and then full throttle out of the corner right back to 100% throttle. And you can see that she has a little bit of a confidence braking here under acceleration, which is fine. Then straight to the corner, braking again. We're accelerating, managing traction coming out of the turn 3, full throttle, right up to the braking point, bam, right into the brakes. Same thing over and over. So you can see that this is really what you're looking for. If you see this speed trace rounded off on the top instead of having a nice sharp edge to it in the braking zone, if it's nice and rounded and all your speed traces kind of look like this, little rounded off corners, then you know that you're lifting and coasting. So you want this nice sharp application of brakes right into the braking zone, right back into the throttle as soon as you get all the braking done, and drive it out of the corner. So really quick basic look at what you can do with some pretty simple input data. And on this Spec Miata, the only sensor we added to get this all this information on the screen is the brake pressure sensor. GPS takes care of speed. The vehicle offers you RPM and throttle position just naturally. So there you go. Just a really quick one. I'm using the Podium app. It's a version 0.3 beta version. This is the Podium app right here. You can do the same thing in the RaceCapture app under the analysis tab. Easy stuff to do, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. Let us know how we can help you figure out ways to go faster, and any data questions you have for Autosport Labs products or anything like that, please reach out to us at raceconover.com. Thank you.